fest. This was an epic blow-by-blow heavyweight championship game, not a heavyweight championship contest of a terrific football game. That's right. The Packers went to Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium, the favorite. The Cowboys had one win, were seeking another. The Packers were 2-1. If you had thought, or if anyone thought, I want to see what the Las Vegas line is and what you would get if you bet a tie. A tie. Because that's what happened. A 40-all tie. The first time in Sunday Night Football NFL history this has ever happened, Mom. The first time. And the statistics are wild. Look. The quarterbacks, first of all, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love, 319 yards and 337 yards respectively, and over 900 yards, 925 yards of total offense. And again, 9 lead changes. This was one of those games where I would love to have seen the old rules, or in the playoffs, just let them play. Remember the Miami Dolphins and the Miami Dolphins and the San Diego Chargers. I'm so excited I can't talk straight. Remember the Miami Dolphins and the San Diego Chargers in that scintillating 2 overtime contest where Kellen Winslow looked like he had just been beaten and battered like a warrior in a war. Who will ever forget that game? I sure won't. I had the pleasure of seeing it. Mom, you saw it too. It was something else. You could not turn away from the television set. Well, this was that kind of game. Josh Jacobs had 86 yards rushing. Mr. Williams for the Cowboys had 85. And how about that? Mr. Pickens, the man they got from the Steelers, the man that everyone said was a whiner and a complainer, turned in a performance for the ages. He had 134 yards on 8 receptions and a touchdown. And Josh Jacobs put in 71 yards for the Packers in his role as a hero to be, or expecting one. Micah Parsons had 1 sack. So did Mr. Houston for the Cowboys. There was something for everybody. And admittedly, you got to admit, they had Michael Parsons under control. Arguably, Micah Parsons was a non-factor in this contest. Have to say it. And I remember I made the video and I said the Cowboys knew what they were doing. Well, now you see. Nothing against Mr. Parsons at all. Personally, it's not a personal matter. It's a matter of $188 million is a lot of money, folks. It really is. But the Packers almost blew it at the end. They ran off 16 seconds. And it nearly went down to 0, huh? It nearly went to 0. They got down to 1 second on the clock. And were it not for Jordan Love's miss of that throw, the Packers would have blown it and lost the game. All right? Now, what do I mean? Consider if Jordan Love, not so much the miss, but how he missed it. It was a carom, okay? Suppose it was a juggle. Suppose the receiver juggled it for maybe another half second. All right? And then it went incomplete. By the time it fell, arguably the clock may have struck 0. That's how close the Packers were to losing. That is how close the Packers were to losing. But it didn't happen. What does it say for Green Bay? I don't think it's a matter of what it says about Green Bay. I think Green Bay is an excellently coached team. But I believe that it says the Cowboys came into this contest well prepared. It says that they have big play people. But it also says to me that they have one missing ingredient. To me, the one missing ingredient is the no-huddle offense. The Cowboys need to understand how to put speed into their approach on offense. But that's another time, that discussion for another moment. Maybe even later tonight. No. What do you think of the game? Give me your thoughts. And by the way, also, what do you think of Bad Bunny? I'm going to do a video on that later. As the Super Bowl halftime host. I reached out to a friend of mine who's covered a number of NFL drafts with me And also the Super Bowl halftime show, we both were out over there with Usher in Las Vegas, and she said, not a fan. And hey, she's Latina, okay? Don't go thinking she's Latina. She's not a fan of Bad Bunny. I find that interesting. I said, hey, look, I think it's a cultural phenomenon. But hey, it is interesting selection to be continued there. But what a game? Give me your thoughts about the game. Write them down in the comments. And again, please subscribe to Zenny62 and bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com. Thank you.